Talk 365 TV is proud to announce that Brain Rehab Clinic will be the first clinic in Utah to have a gyrostim. And welcome back. We're doing a little memory here on Talk 365, and I'm ready to go. I've got the words memorized.
Okay, so a little setup here. You actually are the one who turned me on to podcasts, and from podcasts I found Lewis Howes and Tom Bilyeu, Impact Theory, The School of Greatness, all these. They bring on all these incredible forward-thinking people, entrepreneurs, and one that has been on both of those, and I've watched him, his name is Jim Kwik. And he is the leader globally on memory, brain function, and accelerated techniques for learning. So, and it comes from, his name is Jim Kwik, actually. And he says, I was born having to be quick, but he comes from immigrant parents. And he learned at an early age hard work is where it's at because he had a horrible childhood accident that left him with a brain injury. He was labeled the boy with the broken brain as a kid. And he would be so embarrassed to even be able to read in front of the class. He would work so hard, and he actually found that comic books were how he was able to teach himself to read. He would sneak them up in his room at night, stay up all night, because the combination of the pictures with the words really helped him learn how to read and graduate from high school and get into college. But once he was in college, from fatigue, he actually had another injury. He fell down a flight of stairs, hurt his head again, another huge concussion, had another huge setback, and at that time he realized he had a choice. Like, I either have to really end this whole brain injury thing by figuring out how my brain works, or just succumb to not being able to do this life thing. And he went the superhero route. He was able to make his weaknesses become his strengths, and he created techniques and learned ways to be able to read faster and accelerate his learning abilities and techniques, which turned into a company. He's spoken with like the Dalai Lama, also Elon Musk. He has worked with companies like Virgin, Nike, Harvard, SpaceX. He has worked with Bill Gates. All of these people who want these advanced, accelerated learning techniques brought into their workforce or brought into their schools for their employees and their people to learn from. He is the guy that is top in our globe, basically. He's globally ranked as the guy to see. So he has some really cool things. And I saw on interview with Lewis Howes, they did a brain hack with him, and he said, this is the way that you are able to learn how to do public speaking with ease and without any notes. So, I've not seen this list. Sylvia wrote down 10 objects. You're going to read them off to me, 10 objects, and I'm gonna see if I can memorize them backwards and front for you pretty quickly.
Okay, where are you going to go? And I'm not changing this at all, though I was very tempted, just in case there was some cheating.
Okay.
Chair, lens, bottle, rock, spoon.
Wait, you gotta go slower.
Lamp.
Okay.
Flower.
Okay.
Ducks.
Okay.
That was a change in word. I think we have cheating here. She just highlighted that, so...
Wait, what?
She'd written a different word on here. I changed it.
I don't know anything about those words. I didn't look at the list. I swear.
Because you just checking here, ducks, candle, and pen.
Let me just see if I got it.
Okay.
Chair, lens, bottle, lid, something like that. Am I right? Bottle?
Bottle.
Bottle. Rock, spoon, lamp, duck, candle, and pens.
You missed flower.
Oh, flower. Flower, candle, pens. This is a video right now that is viral online where you're able to learn this stuff by using a technique that's 2,500 years old. That Jim teaches on how to memorize. Could you memorize 10 words that fast?
Certainly. In a sec.
Okay, you tell me the list. Go.
Duck.
No, in order.
Flower.
Okay, 2.
Rock.
Okay.
Bottle.
Okay.
Lens.
Okay.
Chair.
You're reading them.
No, I am not. I am so proud of myself.
Going.
So here, this is a funny story.
Oh,
I wrote a script today that we shot down in Sandy for a big trade show that's coming up. And the woman, wonderful woman, owns this trade show. And it's her first time being on camera. And I wrote a script for her, and she did phenomenal.
Okay.
And I told her the story of the trick that I played on an actress like you.
Okay.
Where actor and actress had to come into the studio and do a one-page script that they had to memorize in an hour and then do off each other. It was about 4 minutes.
Okay.
And she was very cocky, Lisa King, the Black Widow. And so what I did was sent the script out to the guy 3 days in advance. And they both walked in and gave it to her,
That's
gave
so
it to him.
rude.
And he looked through it a couple of times and did it perfectly. And Lisa, who is a very confident woman, couldn't get it. And she went nuts.
Well, probably she got more unnerved by the fact the other guy was so on point. So it was like playing with her head a
She
little
was
bit.
ready to kill me. And she's a former world champion.
Okay.
Mixed martial arts fighter, and she punched me.
And guess what? You need to have her give me a call because guess what, Lisa? I can definitely hook you up with how to memorize the way Jim Kwik teaches you how to memorize. Are you ready to learn the hack on this or not?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so here's the hack. It's called the location method. And this goes back, like I said, 2,500 years ago, clear back to Simonides, I think his name is. He's a Greek philosopher and poet. Goes back to tapping into the part of your brain that is hunter and gatherer, where you needed to know, this is where I get food, this is where enemies are, this is where prey hangs out, locations in your mind. And so it's a technique where you memorize and you associate an object with a location on your body, and then you quickly do, associative memory techniques really fast. So you said the first one was chair, which was associated with my head. Nose, you said lens, so I thought glasses on your nose. Bottle, you put a bottle to your mouth. Rock in my ear. Spoon, a spoon on my larynx. Larynx? I said it right finally. That's a weird word, larynx. Lamps on my shoulder. Flower on my lapel. 10 ducks. Candle on my belly, and pens on my booty. So you memorize these locations on your body, but now here's where it's cool. You actually can take that and then apply it to a keynote speech. So you take those keynotes and you, instead of picking random objects like we did, you pick objects that are associated with the key points of your speech. And then you're able to just roll through those naturally throughout the objects that you associate with the parts of your body. You can do the speech anywhere and flawlessly and remember what you were talking about because, of course, it's much better to be able to give an impromptu speech than obviously looking down and reading. And I always have notes, but I think the part that I thought was super cool about his technique is that it's not so much that I read the notes, it's the location on the page. So I think I've been sort of doing this, but just based on the nightmare map that is my notes. Anywho, I'll have to call Jim and see. But I think we need to challenge you and see if you can do it at the end of the show.
Unfortunately, we don't have time at the end of the show, but this has been...
I know, it's super fun. Tell me you're impressed at least a little.
I'm impressed. And
you're going to look up Jim Kwik, right?
During football season, I have to do rosters.
Uh-huh.
And it's really, football is the hardest because you'll have 50 players on a team, and you've got to know all the numbers.
Well,
and not all of them.
I'll
You
send
cheat
you
a
a
little
link.
bit. Yes, send me a link.
So you can get some of his brain hacks. And be sure and check out, obviously, Lewis Howe's podcast. Jim Kwik does a ton of stuff online. You can find him directly. You can sign up and learn from him. You can bring him to your business. How cool would it be if he came on the show?
I would
Taught
love
us
it.
a few things. It would be super fun. So check that out. And in the meantime, you know what? College students out there, if you're suffering with learning, I've got the best ultimate brain hack for you. It is Dr. Hatch at Brain Rehab Clinic and Dr. Seth. They will help you if you can't figure out how to make the brain hacks online work for you. There might be something more to it there with real brain injury. And Dr. Seth will tell you all about how they can help you. Check it out.
Talk 365 TV's Wellness Minute is brought to you by Brain Rehab Clinic with wellness team expert Dr. Seth.
Hi there, I'm Dr. Seth at the Brain Rehab Clinic. Today I'm going to talk to college students. School, midterms, finals, everything's a little stressful. It's difficult to study, difficult to pay attention, difficult to get through the assignments. What we do here at the Brain Rehab Clinic is to look and see how your brain is actually functioning. And once we find those results, we try to help increase certain aspects of different parts of the brain so that studying becomes easier, focus is better, sitting through class, you're not falling asleep, wandering, figuring out what you're going to do later that day. So come see me here at the Brain Rehab Clinic. And if your parents have a health savings account, that will cover all the costs that will be here at the clinic.